what you want now. Feels like you're looking for something better.
Here are my ingredients for today's super easy cheat meals. I'm using what I have on hand. I love to do this. I'm using some leftovers that I want to use up. And the main ingredient is pasta. I'm going to take this 20-ounce box of pasta that I got at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. Super great price. I'm going to take this and make it into 2 meals. So here's the ingredients. I have some olives. I'm not going to use the whole jar. I have some refried beans, some Hunt's tomato sauce. I have a couple of peppers. This leftover tzatziki sauce is actually plant-based. It's cauliflower-based. It's pretty good. I used this for Greek bowls, I think earlier last week. And then I have about a half of a red onion. I did quickly calculate how many servings this would make and the cost of my ingredients, and it came out to around 75 cents per serving, or what I like to call a meal. For me, if I'm sitting down to have a serving, aka I'm having a meal. So 75 cents per meal, 75 cents per serving. It's like interchangeable for me. So I'm gonna make these 2 meals ahead of time as prep for the week. One is gonna be lunch, one is going to be dinner, and it'll be really nice to have these on hand. I would love to hear how you are all doing today. Hopefully you're doing really well. Hopefully your weekend is off to the best weekend ever. And if you're new, I'd love to hear from you down below. I've had so many new people pop over on my channel recently. So if you're new, just say hi, introduce yourself, say you're new, and that way I can say hi back. So quick 5-minute prep. I've talked about this a few times in the last couple months, but what I do now for my meal prep and meal planning, groceries and everything is very different than what I've done in the past. And this day I only had 2 things I needed to make. I needed to make a lunch and a dinner for the next 2 days. So I estimated this to be about 4 servings per meal, which gave me 8 servings total. And yeah, I made this quickly on a Wednesday, and I just had enough for Thursday, Friday, and the next video you're actually going to see a completely like Sunday reset. So make sure you're subscribed and having your notifications turned on, because that one I'm doing a huge grocery haul and meal plan, recipes, everything. You guys seem to really enjoy those, so that is going to be the next video that I get edited and posted. I'm very behind on editing and posting, but I mean, that's just my life right now. I feel like I do my absolute best to get at least 1 video up a week. Sometimes you get lucky and you get 2. If you're not subscribed to my other channel, I do have like a vlog channel where I share, I share my life through pregnancy. If you want to keep up with any of that, I will have a new video posted over there later this week that I plan on editing today. So make sure you check that out. I'll link that channel down in the description box, so you can pop over there if you want to check out anything that I have already posted. I have quite a few videos. But I thought I would give you kind of like a 3rd trimester update and kind of just let everybody know where I'm at, because a lot of people do ask. So when it comes to meal planning and prepping, I try to make the most simple meals. Recently, I haven't been planning as much as I have in the last couple months. Like I used to go through and actually write out the meals that I wanted to make each week. I haven't been doing that as much. I've kind of just been buying a lot of fresh vegetables, having rice, pasta, things on hand that I can make really quickly and then just make into meals. Kind of like I'm doing here. I just have things on hand and then I just kind of like wing it. And I've been enjoying that, but also this next week is very, very hectic and crazy. So like I said, the next video you're going to see is a Sunday reset, and I do have an actual meal plan to share with you instead of just like some random meals that I pick through my pantry, fridge, freezer, and came up with the ingredients for. I will say I should have actually filmed probably like the last month or so. I've been doing like a pantry, fridge, freezer, use it up kind of challenge. And I think we made it like 3.5 weeks without buying like too many groceries. I still bought like fruits and veggies and things here and there, but I think I spent like less than $50 to $100 on that total, like 3.5 weeks of using what I have on hand. So I do need to do a huge restock, but my goal was to use as much as I could to kind of take down all the items that we have that I need to use up and then do a huge restock before the baby comes. I have gotten a lot of questions about postpartum meals, if I'll do like a freezer prep. The answer is no. It'll be, I mean, it's already like 90 to 100 degrees here. I think we hit 91 the other day. I don't think we've actually hit 100 yet this year, but we probably will in the next week to 2 weeks. Personally, just for me, there's no point in making freezer meals when I know it's going to be 100 plus degrees. when my baby comes. I'm not going to turn my oven on at all. So no, I probably won't make those kinds of meals. For me personally, in the summertime, I like to survive on salads, cold pasta salad, like lettuce salads, and smoothies. So that's probably what I'll go for. Anyways, here is the prep. As you saw, it just took a quick 5 minutes. You saw me boiling the pasta in the beginning. And yeah, this is just a super easy way that you can get 2 meals knocked out in like 10 minutes. Pasta is done. I went ahead and split it in half. I have half still in the pot, half right here. This half is rinsed really well. This one is still warm because I want it to be warm. So let's finish these meals up. I always like to give additional ideas when it comes to these types of meals. I love tomato sauce with refried beans together. It just makes a really, really thick pasta sauce, and it adds a little bit of protein to your meal. But if you don't want to do that, you could also do lentils for this meal, cook lentils on the side. This is actually like a make-ahead meal. I plan to put this back into the oven. You'll see in a little bit. I'm actually going to put it in a glass baking dish and then cover it with foil. I popped it in my refrigerator. It also makes a really great like meal that you can make for someone who is postpartum or who you might just want to drop a meal off to, for any reason. But you can also put it in your freezer, which I like to share those options just because if you're going to go ahead and make one meal, you might as well make 2, if that makes sense. So for this meal, I'm not really worried about the refried beans being like completely incorporated because I am throwing it back into the oven. You can add any kind of veggies that you want to this. This is really good as like a pizza version too, if you add like olives or anything you like on pizza really. Tomatoes, like extra chunky tomatoes, peppers, onions, banana peppers. It's really good that way too. But I didn't have any of those items on hand. I just had green peppers. So if you're wondering why I didn't cook them, it's because it's going back into the oven. Here I have a glass baking dish just sprayed with some cooking spray. I like to use avocado spray. Put it in there and then I cover it. I'll bake it at 350 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes. You can top it with cheese if you want to. You can serve it with garlic bread, which is what I will probably do. You can serve it with homemade bread, whichever. But this I estimated to be 4 servings, and then like I said, we'll have it with like garlic bread or whatever. But if you want to add, anything you want to this, it's just a really good make-ahead meal, or you can just have it as is. If you're going to eat it as is, I would definitely like heat the refried beans in the pasta sauce because they're going to cool down on your pasta, or make it as like a one-pot dish, if that makes sense. But I don't know, I just thought this was a really good meal to make ahead, and I wanted to share it with you. And it wasn't even my favorite of the 2. Since I had such a large box of pasta, I thought, you know what, this is perfect. I can knock out 2 meals right away. The pasta, cold pasta is like my favorite thing. And if you're curious, because I do get questions on this, yes, I did used to eat gluten-free. With pregnancy, I have had some reprieve from my gluten intolerances. So I've been able to eat gluten since like midway through the first trimester. This is really, really common. I get this question a lot. I probably won't be able to stay on gluten once my baby is born, but I do get that question a lot, so I thought I would just like mention it really quickly. But pasta salad is my favorite thing ever since it's getting warm out. Oh, this is just so good. But you can add so many different things to this if you like different vegetables, if you like a different dressing. Make it however you would like. This does not have a protein element to it. You could add any kind of white bean, maybe a garbanzo bean or a navy bean to this. I personally just don't like white beans right now, which is really weird because white beans and potatoes are like my favorite foods, and those are 2 foods I have not eaten. I don't think, maybe once I've eaten them, but I just can't eat them during pregnancy. It's weird how like your favorite foods you just despise. But this was just a really great meal that I highly recommend. We put this over lettuce, and then I did have some extra tofu on hand in the fridge, so I did end up making a block of tofu to have with this because I do want a protein element with every single meal. I don't want to just be eating like a bunch of carbs and low fat. That's just not my goal right now. But you can serve this, like I said, with beans, tofu, over a bed of lettuce is really good, however you like. But this was a ton of pasta that I made this day. It was really awesome having this on hand. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you coming in and watching my video. I hope you give this video a huge thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please do so now. Like I said, I try to post at least 1 video a week, sometimes 2, and you'll see a large meal prep, grocery haul, Sunday reset video from me coming next. So stay tuned.